Say hello to my little friend. So this is a 19-foot boat that I just bought at a government auction. It came with the trailer, the boat, and it's got a 200 horse Mercury on it. The boat itself is a 2004 trophy. 1903 is the model. The only thing wrong as far as the wiring that I can tell so far is that. As you can tell, this boat has spent a lot of time in the water. A lot of time, and not been cleaned. This has been a working boat. This was the Wildlife Resource Agency boat. You can see on the side where the stickers used to be. She's got a 55-gallon tank. She's got scuppers in here. I also left a VHF radio and a Welland, however you're supposed to say it. But they cut every single wire. As of right now, I've got an issue. It came with a single battery, the starting battery. I've got it on my No-Code Genius G15000 on repair cycle, seeing if I can't repair it. At this moment, I don't know the battery voltage. That's why I've got my fluke meter here. I don't know the battery voltage. I'm about to check it, but I've got absolutely nothing at the console. Battery switch is on, all that is there, but I'm seeing no power. So that is problem one, and unfortunately because of that, I don't know if this motor spins. And that's the biggest concern about this boat. Hopefully it does, but we'll see. There's my little garage buddy. He's trying to figure out how to get up here and help me on this. Anytime I'm working, he is trying to be there right with me. By the way, how do y'all like my redneck chocks? They work. Alright, I've got my leads hooked up. Of course I'm on charger, but I've got 14.73 volts. So, I know I've got battery voltage here. I don't care so much about the voltage of the battery at this moment. I'm just going to see if I have it at the console. He found his way aboard. Check that out. I didn't even notice this before, but that is right in front of the center console. The concern right now is this rat's nest of wiring. Oh, here's the thing I don't like. Every one of these are the cheap, these aren't even heat shrink, these are the cheap nylon spade connectors, not waterproof. There's my buddy. I told you he's always here helping. So there is the siren. We got a little spreader light. This is broken, so it needs a new latch. Hey, I have a set of jumper cables now. Another set. Uh-oh. I think some kid is gonna be unhappy. They had this other side set up for a battery, as you can see. Has a battery switch on it. After checking several things up here, I'm not seeing any power coming up here. This battery is good. This battery slides around. It's got a battery strap that looks like it's from a battery box. That doesn't look like a boat builder would do that. However, I lift this side. That has a battery tray that looks more like what a boat builder would do. I've looked at the wiring diagram and it looks like it's running down the port side, unless I'm upside down, because it has a note, view is from underside of deck, which makes me think starboard side. So looking at this, I did find out that this is the main battery switch. I've tried 1 and 2 and neither work. This has corrosion. That is completely corroded. And if we look at that, that is completely corroded. Let's see if I can't get that one off. I mean, that whole thing is corroded. That's terrible looking. And I can't even say for sure that they have the other battery hooked up right. I'm seeing yellow cables, and I'm seeing red cables, and red cables have corrosion. They didn't, I don't know that a builder would have done that, but oh man. It's supposed to be 2 inches of heat shrink, adhesive heat shrink. That doesn't look adhesive. This is an absolute mess. There's a wiring code, and I don't believe that this is following it. I'll have to verify, but I thought negative was supposed to be black. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm thinking a car, not a boat. That
is bad.
Is horribly corroded. I mean, that's like new battery cable. And that runs.
A lot.
And that runs to the other side, it seems. But I'm thinking that once I have power, that build should come on. So I'm going to keep working till I've got power. These connectors should never be on a boat. See why? They don't work. Plus, this wire should never be on a boat. On a boat, always use marine grade wire, which is tinned. Now, even though I say that, I have done this. And I did it before I knew better. And I have since learned better. But I knew not to use these connections because these are not watertight. Alright, so a whole bunch of negatives hooked up. One positive. I'm not positive that's all the positives, but it's some. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Triton.
Huh. So it's coming out of there. I don't know if you can see it. That's way too much water.
So this bundle of wire was cut. I've actually got to pull one more wire here, and this little bundle was cut. But look at this little gem that I just found. Yes, this was just like this. So I'm going through and pulling stuff. So far, that's my collection, but it's about to get much bigger. So they have this digital voltage controller, light dimmer, motor speed controller. I haven't even looked this up to see how much this is, but if you follow this wire, you see a connector. You see a connector, which is that's a splice apparently, and then we see 2 male spades. Let's pull this apart with some sort of a double-headed male. I'm sorry, 2 females with some sort of a double-headed male in there. What is the government doing? I hope they bidded this out to the lowest possible bidder. My collection is up to that. I found this. I actually snipped the wires on this side, but did not snip them on that side. So far, there's exactly 2 wires that go somewhere. I haven't found them yet, but this is looking better. I know this is turning into a what not to do on your boat wiring. I've been watching videos on how to wire a boat, and I've wired boats incorrectly, and just to see this is just sad. My youngest and I are out here trying to figure out why we have some power on the boat but not total power. And I'm hoping that they didn't cut a wire. What is that now? So I think that this entire bundle is now loose. This whole bundle is loose, which this bundle goes up to the VHF radio and the siren. I now have that massive bundle out. So inside of here looks much better. Oh, that's why I don't have any power. Found out. I gotta put that on. I was working up here and I lost power. And that's why I didn't connect the main power coming from the battery. Oh well. I will get that connected. Okay. The cowl is now off. You notice the motor's still up. I had to get the cowl off so I can find what wire is what down here. And I had to pull off the fuel filter. Y'all see that? Yeah, okay. Sorry, there's so much sun behind me, it's backlighting me. I had to pull off the fuel filter because if you notice right there, it was literally so high that raised up on the motor kickstand, which I was able to get down. Very, very creative. My little aluminum jack and a big piece of wood jacked up the motor until I could start hearing the cowl bump on the fuel filter. And I'm like, well, that's no good. So I dropped the motor back down, rest on the kickstand. Now that I can see, that is a clean motor. That makes me so happy. I was starting to get a little nervous about this project. Both sides look like this. I mean, this motor looks like it was taken extreme care of. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this positive. This is the positive for the outboard. This is the negative for the outboard. Hook them up to the battery and then see if I can't get at least this motor to turn over. Finnegan, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Let's see how she sounds. Ignition does something now. I'm showing here 0%. Still nothing on starter. I have ignition, but no starter. It's in neutral.